Have you ever found yourself in a situation that seemed small at the time, but somehow spiraled out of control? Well, let me tell you about a day at my workplace that turned into a storm in a teacup. It involves a minor bump in the hallway, an unexpected reaction, and a lesson in office politics that I never saw coming. So there's this employee at work. Let's call him Tud. He's in his mid 20s, a nice enough guy, but he tends to be a bit oblivious to his surroundings. I mean, we've all known someone like that, right? The kind of person who's likely to walk into a door while texting. That's Todd. On this particular day, I was walking towards a desk, my mind preoccupied with a mountain of tasks because my coworker was out sick. Imagine the scene. The office buzzing with activity, phones ringing, and me trying to juggle not one, but two sets of responsibilities. As I walked, I noticed Todd meandering in the area, seemingly lost in thought. It was clear that if I continued on my current path, we were going to collide. So, doing the sensible thing, I shifted to the side to give him room. But in a twist of fate, at the very last moment, Todd changed directions too, and we ended up gently bumping into each other. It was nothing, really, the kind of minor contact you might not even notice in a crowded place. Yet, what followed left me bewildered. Todd turned to me and said, somewhat accusingly, "An excuse me would be helpful to know you're there." I was taken aback. In my head, I had already navigated out of the way to avoid exactly this situation. So I responded, trying to keep my voice light. I already moved out of the way to avoid bumping into each other, but it's no big deal. It's all good. But Todd wasn't ready to let it go. "You need to say excuse me still," he insisted. At that moment, I had a choice. Argue over something trivial or just walk away. I chose the latter, thinking it wasn't worth the energy or the potential drama. Little did I know, the drama was just beginning. Later that day, as I walked past his desk, I overheard Todd telling his colleagues that I had ran into him, twisting the story into something it wasn't. The weight of the week's challenges was already on my shoulders, and hearing this falsehood being spread about me was the last straw. I felt my eyes well up with tears. Not my proudest moment, I admit. Concerned about how this minor incident could be blown out of proportion, I decided to bring it up with a manager. I want to be clear, my intention was not to get Todd into trouble. I simply wanted to cover my bases, to make sure my side of the story was heard before this rumor mill churned out a version that could tarnish my reputation. The manager listened and decided to have a word with Todd. And yes, as you might expect, Todd was not pleased with me. The aftermath was awkward, to say the least. Todd's demeanor towards me had changed, and I couldn't help but feel that I had somehow made a mountain out of a molehill. Yet, at the same time, I knew I couldn't just stand by and let misinformation about me spread unchecked. This whole ordeal made me reflect on how quickly situations can escalate in a workplace, how something as innocuous as a gentle bump can lead to misunderstandings, hurt feelings, and unwanted office drama. It also made me question the dynamics of communication and accountability in a professional setting. Was I wrong for wanting to clear my name? Should I have just ignored Todd's remarks and moved on, risking the spread of a false narrative about me? As I share this story with you, I'm left pondering the delicate balance between standing up for oneself and letting go of minor grievances. It's a tightrope walk of personal and professional integrity, one that requires careful navigation and perhaps a thicker skin than I had on that fateful day. What would you have done in my shoes? Would you have confronted the situation head on or chosen to rise above it, ignoring the potential for gossip and misinterpretation? And more importantly, how do we foster an environment where such minor missteps don't escalate into full-blown conflicts? I invite you to share your thoughts, experiences, and perhaps even your own stories of workplace misunderstandings. Together, we can shed light on the complexities of human interaction and learn from each other how best to navigate the choppy waters of office politics. Remember, it's not just about whether we bump into someone in the hallway. It's about how we choose to walk alongside them afterwards.